Hey everyone, it is the Honey Badger here, and today we're going to be taking this dirty engine bay and making it look brand new again. So one of the first things that I like to do when I start cleaning an engine bay is by getting rid of any loose leaves, dirt, anything that could just be removed by hand. Take care of all of that first before you move on to any of your next steps. So once you get any loose debris removed from the engine, you really have two main options to actually cleaning the engine. If your engine bay is full of grease, super dirty, like thick dirt, mud, you're probably going to need to use more water than the other method. So if you're going to use water, you got to make sure that you wrap up any of your electronics, connectors, protect anything that is water sensitive. You do not want to use a hose and just spray water into your engine bay. You'll ruin connectors. You'll ruin anything that's a plug with a wire in it, or you can by forcing water into those. You never want to just spray an engine down with a hose on like a jet setting. Light mist is what you're going to want to do. It won't force water into any of your electronics. And also wrapping them up and protecting them is one method to do that. Now the other method, which is a lot safer and can only really be done if your engine kind of looks like this one maybe, not with a thick mud, is you can just use the damp rag method, where you keep a damp rag and you wipe every surface by hand, which can take time. You're going to be wiping everything by hand anyways with the other method as well. So this way is a lot safer, and you don't have to really worry about your connectors because you're not forcing water into anything with pressure. So we're probably going to go with that method because this is just kind of surface dirt and dust. It's no mud, no grime, no grit really to this engine bay. So we're going to start by getting some damp microfibers. They're going to get incredibly dirty. We'll keep wringing them out and we'll keep getting them damp as we need to, as we cover every surface of the engine bay. It is time consuming, but there's no quick way to clean an engine bay, and this is going to be the safest way on an engine with a lot of electronics on it that we don't want to damage. Just need a bucket of water and one microfiber cloth. We're going to dip this in there to keep it damp. We'll wring it out, any of the dirt as well. Over time, make sure you keep getting it to be as clean as possible because we're trying to wipe away as much dirt as possible. If you need to dump out the dirty water and get some fresh stuff, do that as well. We're going to hit every surface we can with by hand. Anything that's hard to get, we'll get to in a second, but we're going to start here first. So at this point, things are looking good. We've only been wiping down surfaces for about 14 minutes based on how much I've recorded. Things are looking really good, but we're not done yet. I need to reach further down and get to some of the spots that I can still get to by hand lower down that are still a little bit dirty. We're gonna continue to do that. And then after that, we're gonna move on to the next step, which is any tight corners that are hard to get to by hand. What we're gonna do is for areas that are like this, where you have dirt down in here that are really hard to get to, and anywhere down lower that's harder to get to, we're actually gonna use like an old toothbrush and a little bit of water or soapy water, and it'll be a lot easier to get into these spots that you can't like really get into here by hand with your rag that easily. So we're gonna hit up spots like that, or another good example back here on the intake. All these ribbed areas back here, these are really hard to get into with a rag by hand. So being able to scrub it with a brush is going to be a lot easier. So we're gonna hit up all those tight sections or hard to reach to sections, because there's plenty of them. It's gonna help hit all those little joint spots and make them look a lot cleaner. But so far, after about 15 minutes of just hand wiping down, we look a lot better. I'm probably actually gonna take the cover off too briefly, clean underneath that, clean up any loose dirt, even though you don't normally see that, because that's trying to help protect a lot of the electronics, obviously on top of the engine. But we're gonna clean that up as well, and then we'll put that back on. And then after we get all those little bits done and the toothbrush work done, we're gonna move on to the next step, which is gonna actually be detailing, shine, and protection. All right, now that we have the top of the engine cover off, I just want to reiterate why we're doing the hand wipe method and not the spraying method. And also why you should absolutely never spray an engine bay with a jet stream from a hose. The amount of electronics and just plugs and wires on a modern engine is pretty outlandish. All of these connectors are susceptible to getting water in them and potentially having problems because of that if it gets forced into there. There's a reason why they put the covers on the engine. So don't ever spray your engine bay with like a direct stream of water at anything that has an electronic component near it. If you want to spray off like the bottom of the oil pan or like your transmission tunnel or something around that area. Anything else, go for it and make sure you're not spraying near electronics, but don't do that. I've seen it happen before when I used to detail cars. You spray electronics, you're gonna ruin sensors, you're gonna ruin plugs, things are gonna throw codes, and you're gonna have issues. So don't spray this type of stuff. That would be very, very bad. One other thing to mention is we still need to do also up under the hood, which doesn't look atrocious, but we do have dirt on the headliner or on this liner underneath the hood, and then obviously just dirt up on all of this just white, which needs to be cleaned as well. So we're gonna tackle that too before we move on to the final detailing steps. All right, everything is now clean on the engine bay. We have done all of our hand prep. We've done all of our toothbrush prep as well. We've gotten dirt and grime out of all the little areas. And honestly, you could call things done at this point because they look nice and good and clean. But we're gonna protect our rubbers, our plastics, and our vinyl in here as well, and it's gonna make it look even better by using our new, not new, but we're gonna be using this product specifically. It's called Carfidant Ultimate Plastic and Trim Restore. It is a fantastic product. I'll leave you a link down below in the description to check it out. It comes with a pad or application pad as well, and it works fantastic. So time to put that on our plastics and rubbers. Like I said, it's gonna make things pop and protect them. It's got UV protection in it as well, and it doesn't leave terrible residues behind as well. You can use it on both interior products and exterior on your vehicle. And there we have it. Everything is nice and clean and treated with our vinyl and rubber treatment. I will leave a link down below in the description. We even got in here, hit all the plastics and the radiator tubes and everything down in the engine bay, so everything is nice and shiny and super clean and super protected. Turned out fantastic. If you made it this far in the video, I would appreciate it if you dropped a like, as it makes my insides all fuzzy when you do, and make sure you subscribe for future automotive videos, not only on some of my Volvos and my Focus and on my Nissan 720, which I have been restoring. But until then, I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Does it smell clean? I think somebody approves.